Hey folks, my name is Pravus. Welcome back to more Settlement Survival in Praetoria. We're about to get attacked by some banditos, and I'm not feeling especially worried about it based on their performance from last time. I'd like to think that 2 towers should be more than enough to deal with all of them. Could very well find out that I am wrong on that point, but I'm hoping not. How are we doing on the rest of our resources? Well, tools are struggling just a bit while we try to catch up with the demand for some steel tools. I can go ahead and toss an extra person over here, and that does make a bit of a difference. We're doing okay on other raw materials. Clothing, still struggling as it always does, but we are trying our darndest to stay on top of it. Beyond that, I think the only thing I really care about now is just going for as much research as possible. There's a lot that we still haven't upgraded. Like an absolute ton we still haven't upgraded, so we've really got to get down this tree. That means I need a ton of science. But I need to have extra population available, and we are not at that point yet. I'm hoping the next round of immigrants, which is coming up shortly after the bandit raid, will be enough to get me what I'm looking for. New seed acquired. What did we get? We found... I think we already had all of these. Maybe I'm wrong. No, peas. We have peas now. Peas in a pod. I don't need peas, but thank you. I mean, what's the advantage of peas? Technically, you get higher output. They take longer to harvest and grow, but you do get higher output. So, okay, fair enough. Maybe I do want peas. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of mix a few things around, get a wide variety of vegetables in these people's diet. Otherwise, before we continue, let me address a couple of quick little things I've observed from some comments and other side conversations. First off, yes, I acknowledge that when I am playing YouTube, it is sometimes difficult to read and talk at the same time. Those giant trees that we chopped down, which, by the way, there might be another one somewhere. We should probably just go ahead and check real quick. There's a giant bear! Okay. Well, anyway, yeah, we needed 10 iron tools. I don't know. Apparently, it was saying something along the lines of needing 10, and I saw that I had 102. I don't know. Okay, fine, cool. Yes, I misread. My mistake. It does happen on occasion. I believe it. The other thing is, I said that there aren't any walls in the game because that is something people had brought up. I'm correct, there aren't walls in the game, but apparently in one of the new beta patches there are. I have not upgraded the game to include that beta patch, mainly because I don't think that I need the walls, so I'm going to leave it off, and you never know. You really never know if a patch is going to screw up your game, so I figure a safer thing to do is just leave it be. But good to know that that could exist. I could see that being a very useful counter when the beasts become an increased problem. But before I'm worried about that, I want to see actually dangerous bandits first. Hello, another wild animal. Sure, I'll capture this one too. Sweet, we get an absolute ton of fat. I mean, that makes sense. I like to think that those gigantic bears are all blubber. The bandits are invading. Let's go ahead and immediately send some workers to the arrow towers and see what the damage is. It looks like this time they have 8. Okay, they've got a full squad this time around. I can't even tell if there might be a second squad. I don't think there is. I do need to think about how I'm going to destroy this thing. I mean, apparently I have to, like, form an army, and I can go kill it that way. That's going to be expensive, and at least for the moment, I don't feel like I need it, but whatever. We'll keep an eye on it. In the future, I'll say that's one of the big goals of the series is destroy the bandit camp. Here they come. How much damage can we do? We are going pew, 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 pew. That's all of them dead. They scratched the surface of one of my farms. That's what they did. They scratched the surface of it, and that's it. Cool. Nice. Thank you. Also, did one of my people die? Oh, one of my watchmen did die. Okay, so they scratched the surface of this, and then they somehow got a lucky shot off of someone who was on an arrow tower. Well, that's unfortunate, but okay. Not a very big deal. Let's go ahead and start planning out the next round of housing. Can't fit anything else really up over here, except for flattening maybe one tiny little bit of space, which is why I really like being able to terraform. It's super convenient. Other than that, we have to move over to this area, and we can start filling in this zone. A little worried about the bandits attacking over here, but so far they've been very consistent going through this path, so I think we're safe to set up. You know, I might even go so far as to just destroy this mountain right here. This thing's only getting in my way. It's taking up valuable real estate. It offers me no advantage. It's a weird shape, so we're not getting anything from a mine. We'll just delete it, all right? I am become God, deleter of mountains. Amazingly, we are getting to a point, by the way, where I am burning through all of my food by the time that harvest season comes around. which is a little unfortunate. Fortunately, the timing is still working out nicely. It just means that we have grown our population to that dreaded point where we're going to have to go for another round of farms, which of course is still very, very labor-intensive. It's fine, though. The peas might actually help a fair bit with this. We'll harvest all the lettuce and the tomatoes, and then a couple months later, the peas will be ready, and we should have a much larger crop. And in the meantime, I got a lot of people currently working on making things like the vegetable salads. I think it's debatable whether or not this is worth it right now. We were happy with the happiness and stuff. It seemed like it was good just because of the raw hunger that it's kind of fulfilling, but I don't know. It's a lot of labor that's kind of not being used a big chunk of the year. Well, regardless, here comes all the immigrants. It is 14 more of them. Okay, I accept you. Now we can go ahead and build out all the houses I had planned. Didn't want to build them ahead of time because then I just have other people move in and try to have babies and increase my population, surplus population as you might say. And then I have to build on more houses anyway. So just kind of built these in preparation, but didn't want to actually construct them until now we have people who have priority. And after distributing a lot of these people where I want them, I think I've got basically 3 surplus. All right, you know what that means then? It means we can make more paper, and it means we can get more research institutes. How are we doing as far as our paper? We have no excess. That means I am behind. So, paper mill, one more person gets over here. We still have plenty of lumber. That is not the issue. So, one more person working here, I think kind of sustains what I've got already. But I may need to get another one of these. Which is fine, not a big deal. I'll even place it next to a bunch of my other research institutes so it can be a smidge faster. Also, this steel tools thing is just not working. We are not producing anywhere near enough steel to make this work. I don't know what the issue is. I think it's because half my workforce is almost always sick with tracheitis. So we're always down on production. I think the diseases are maybe just a smidge punishing in this game, because it really does feel like about a quarter to a third of the time my people are on downtime from diseases. Then they have to go and recover again. Now, maybe with some of these tech points under livability, we could potentially improve the treatment for this. I don't think so, unless it counts as an airborne disease. But as far as I know, that only counts toward the flu. So as far as I'm aware, that's not going to be a deal. Anyway, we do have a tech point. What should I spend it on? We had talked about doing the forge, so I could start producing my steel, glass, and bricks and so on into building kits. Again, though, another risk of tracheitis, because it's freaking everywhere these days, huh? Yeah, okay. Well, I think what I'm going to do is go to livability, and it's time to start working on happiness and health. I think more than anything else, that would be beneficial. Herbalist hut would be an easy way to do things, though. I need cotton cloth, huh? I don't have any cotton, but we might still be able to make do with things like linen. Let's start with this. We're going to start working on boosting up happiness and health today, all right? Basic services for our peoples. Get them happy, get them healthy, get a 10 or higher work efficiency boost for everything. That's what I want to do. Oh, hey, wait a minute. Aye, walls. Whoa, wait a minute. I have been, they're here now. All right, cool. Well, there are walls. Maybe we will build these after all. Tell you what, I'll go ahead and build out some walls in this general area. Why do the walls look so weird? It seems like they can only be built in like 3 square increments, which is a little odd, but I mean, all right. I can build something kind of like this. That creates a good funnel. I don't know if the AI of the bandits will be smart enough to just run through here, or if they'll get stuck on a wall, you know, like they are billion zombies or that stupid. Maybe the spearmen are too. We're going to find out the next time they attack, which won't be for a while. Oh my gosh, and I've also burned through all of my fuel. Yeah, we're struggling to keep up on a few things here for sure. I mean, part of that is still the recovery from the natural disaster we had in the last video. That was an extremely punishing earthquake, all right? Let's be honest. And it really wasn't just because almost all of my houses got knocked down. It's because every single one of them lost all of their stores. So I lost so much fuel and so much food that I do think we're still recovering from the aftershocks of that. So, what do we want to work on next here? I mean, my mines are starting to run low, like I said before. So the coal is starting to run out. We're going to need to get some upgrades there. I feel like, by the way, if you should get a disease, it's probably in the coal mines. That would make a lot of sense. Yeah, what would it take for me to go ahead and start getting some lighting set up? I did unlock that. So if I wanted to start getting some lamp factories and stuff, there we go, lighting factories, we could do that. Start getting lamp oil. And I did just get a ridiculous amount of fat off of those bears. So by placing this down, maybe we could start taking advantage of that. We're also completely running out of things like iron, which means I need more people working in the mines. Because we don't even have enough iron to keep up with the basic tools nowadays, though at least we do have tools, so that's a thing. I need more people in the coal mines because we're constantly running out of domestic fuel. I'm trying to make as much as I can out of some leftover lumber, of which I do have plenty, but still. Yeah, it's just the growing pains, man. It's the growing pains. And in the meantime, hey, look, it's a whole bunch more farms I'm placing down with the anticipation that soon enough, we're going to need even more food production. By the way, what would it take for me to get some costumes? Costumes need cotton and linen or leather. Okay, yeah, we could do that. We're not going to, but we could. A fisherman has a large bag of oysters. Bargain with him. He reduces his price. Well, I mean, sure, 1,000 food for 1,000 silver is okay. That's a lot of oysters. I personally don't see the attraction to eating oysters. I think that sounds absolutely revolting. But some people like them, so congratulations. Y'all can have whatever you want. I do think it would be wise to try making an investment toward cows. Not only could I get myself some milk, I can't remember if I also could get some leather out of them. No. Slaughtering them gets me meat and fat, but not leather. For that, I would need cattle. Okay, so you actually kind of want both. A source of leather would be great, because I still have not been able to make any meaningful number of shoes. And a lot of shoes would obviously be very useful, so I can make my people a lot happier. Instead, I got all the stupid animals like the freaking geese. Who even cares about geese? It's dumb. Also, rabbits produce Easter eggs. I would like to know the physics of this, how this is possible, but okay. Anyway, to order a cow would be 22,000 silver. Same thing with the cows. Oh gosh, cattle and cows are very pricey. Okay, that means we need to do a lot more caravan trading. If only I had people available for caravan trading. Let's go ahead and free up a few folks. I do have a beast attack coming pretty soon, but I guess it'll be fine. What can I even sell? We do have more feathers, again. What else? I got a decent number of herbs. No one's using this soap. It's funny because I actually thought that I read somewhere that people can use small amounts of medical soap, but unless you have a bathhouse, they generally won't. But it sure as heck looks like they don't use it at all, because that's been there for forever. Flax, I could sell a ton of flax. I've got more flax than I know what to do with. That's a thing. We're working on the lamp oil now. Sand, clay, I got a lot of that too. Actually, this would be an easy way of making some extra cash. We also had talked about maybe selling some of the refined fuel, but it looks like we're actually burning through that very quickly to make our steel. So I will say no to that one. Expecting an animal attack at any minute now. We should go ahead and free ourselves up a couple of workers who could man some towers, depending on where it spawns. You never really know where that's gonna be, and we also don't know how many tigers there are gonna be this time. Is it always a tiger? Or is it ever anything else? Okay, looks like it's another Someone named this tiger Edward. I don't know why. And why can't one of them just be named Hobbs? Just for fun. Wait, I can see from the beast's perspective? I sure as heck can. Do I get to see the people running around like little meat sacks? That'd be funny. Oh, there's another tiger from down here. Okay, so there's two tigers coming from different directions entirely. So I need a couple of people to be working over here. I need a couple of people to be working over here, I think. And that hopefully will be okay, but we also need to be prepared for mass evacuation. The tigers are more dangerous to me than the bandits by a long shot, I think. All right, we all know it's going for this Forester. We'll go ahead and get out of there. Yep, destroying that, no surprise. Where are you gonna go next? Right into town. Okay, what about up over here? So we're gonna start taking some shots at you. Hopefully we can kill Edward fairly quickly, we will see. Over here, I need to get someone out of the lighting factory, because that's going down. Nothing's in range of this tower yet. He's almost in range, but not quite. Now he's in range. All right, the building is in combat, yeah. So what are you destroying next? At the moment, nothing. What about you? Okay, so you're destroying a wall. Good, so the AI does get stuck on a wall. That's a good sign. We no longer need people here. Cool. Let's pay attention to this. You're destroying my warehouse! No! You're not allowed to do that. I can't get anyone out of there. Tell me I'm not about to lose all these items. We're about to find out. Yup, I think I just lost all those items. Oh, you unbelievably horrible monster. It's also now running around and just trying to kill my people. Now it's going for my clinics. I hate these tigers. There was a time when the tigers were satiated fairly quickly. Apparently no longer. Now he's just... Seriously, he won't give up. Now it's running around and just killing my people again. Seriously, this is the worst freaking tiger of all time. Are you seriously going after my alpacas now? Is that the plan? Oh my gosh, it can't be killed. It just can't be killed. I don't even think he knows where he's going at this point. He's just wandering around. Frick me. That was the actual worst. Are you like a high-level tiger or something? Do you even have levels? Let's see. I don't know what this means right here. I'm going to assume... Yeah, I'm going to assume that because he fell below 35% health, that's why he's running away. Gosh, dang it, Bart. He killed so many people and destroyed so many resources. What a load of absolute baloney. All right, I'm starting to think that walls everywhere might now be a necessity. I'd love to get a mobile standing army. That would also be nice. But it's so expensive for something I don't need most of the time. Except for now, when apparently I do. How many people actually died from this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 people? 19 people? 19 people were killed by Bart. Do you now understand why in certain countries, as majestic as a tiger is, they have, like, their entire communities put out bounties to kill tigers? I don't care that they're endangered, they freaking kill people. And you know what? After this, I'm on their side. I'm on their side. Kill all the tigers. Don't at me, PETA. I don't even want to hear it. You don't even know what just sort of a travesty I just witnessed. And now a bunch of people are dying of old age. How inconsiderate of them. I'm having a labor shortage right now, again. And I'd like you all to stay alive a little bit longer. Oh, good God. Someone was even struck by lightning for the heck of it. Ah! It's fine, it's fine. We've recovered from things like this before, we'll do it again. Oh, there goes all my coal. Let's go ahead and get the upgrade. I don't have enough lamp oil or planks. Yay! Now, if I really wanted to, one thing I could do that would kind of avoid the entire issue of trade is to go ahead and start mining some silver. Mint our own coins, and then boom, we've got cash. How that works, I don't know, because you would think that this would actually be some sort of an internationally recognized currency system and people don't want to have counterfeits, but that's basically what I'm doing. I don't know. It is an option. We could also spend some points trying to boost up our trade. For example, max carrying weight goes up. Sure, do that in conjunction with travel light. As long as you are less than 80% of your total weight, your round trip time is reduced by 15%. But if you increase that maximum weight, then the 80% ends up being a little bit better. So you can still sell more, but now it's faster. So like those two in conjunction are really quite good. Wow, this is a good book. Enjoy life. 3,000 silver to buy. But could reduce stress, hunger, and thirst. Wow. Or wait, no. No, maybe I'm reading this the wrong way. I think that this actually makes people more hungry and thirsty, but reduces stress. It's kind of confusing, right? Because of the whole negative thing. But I'm pretty sure that this basically is not that they have less needs. I think it's that their bar will be smaller, right? Their health bar or their thirst bar, right? This little thing right here will be smaller, therefore it needs to get filled more often. Yeah, there's a few things in this game like that are just like, it feels a little counterintuitive when you read it, but I think that's what this is going on. So people eat and drink a ton in order to reduce their stress. I think that makes sense. That's what's going on. Okay, less useful than I thought. But I was gonna say, holy crud, if people can just like write a textbook on how to enjoy life like that, like, whoa, man, I need to get myself one of those. Did I lose all my soap? God, that stupid tiger destroyed everything in that warehouse, including some actually valuable stuff that I had. I am so peeved about that. I'm not even kidding. Well, here come some immigrants. Almost enough to make up for the people killed by the tiger. I mean, does this help put in perspective how many people died? You see this long conga line? I lost more people than this to one tiger. Cats, man. I don't care if they're tiny, I don't care if they're big. They're just evil, all right? They're one of the few animals in the entire world that will kill for fun. Not because they need to, just because they like making things suffer. And I think tigers are the same way. Am I biased because I'm allergic to cats? Maybe a little bit. But that doesn't mean I'm wrong. And this is where my wife, if she's editing this video, will be all like, "Oh no, but I love Kit Kats, they're so cute." I don't care, they're soulless killing machines. They're as bad as sharks, but worse because they're malevolent. I mean, look at this, I just got a whole bunch more people in my city. I don't even have any homeless issues. There were so many open houses after the tiger killed everyone. How long until I get my next tech point? I'm thinking one thing we could do to really accelerate a lot of our silver generation is start working on those carvings. We talked about, thank you, Saving Scream. We talked about that, but we didn't actually do anything with them because they're kind of expensive. And we don't have the building kits, but we could fix that now. I do have bricks, I do have glass. I should have steel. Maybe not any steel tools, but I do have them. What is this, by the way? I don't think I've ever seen this before. Hold on. Shockproof stone floors. Oh, wait a minute. This might have helped me a bit. Okay, built under the house as a stone foundation, prevent the house from being destroyed by level 1 and 2 earthquakes for 2 times, but then afterwards is damaged. Can I place this under existing house? I can. Oh, for crying out loud. All right, that might have made a very, very big difference. Would have made a very, very big difference. Did not know that existed. Okay, well now we know. So if there's going to be another earthquake, we start placing down shock absorption everywhere. Okay, we have our next tech point. Good. So we're going to go ahead and work on that forge. Now we can access all of the building kits, which will unlock a handful of buildings I need. It's not something I want to just go building a ton of them. It's going to absorb a lot of materials. Like, building kits are expensive, but having them would be nice. You can also use them for various different upgrades and stuff, right? Like your houses, sure, you could reinforce them. There we go. Now it's a permanent thing, but look how expensive that would be. So much. Textiles, more insulation actually would be kind of nice. Cats, furniture, more capacity in your homes. Puppies, relieving stress? Yeah, sure. Oh, wait, and we've got a disaster on the way. Ooh. It doesn't say what it is, only that the weather is changing dramatically. Disaster may occur. That's ominous. What does that mean? I mean, I know what it means, but what specifically is about to happen to me? How are we doing on our science? Some things are doing better than others for whatever reason, but still, about 14,000 science per thing per year. Okay, so that's a pretty hefty amount of power, but we need 47,000 experience per point nowadays. Yeah, it's getting harder and harder to get these points. This is where you're going to regret if you just started wasting your points all willy-nilly. Because there's a lot to do in this game, an absolute ton. And I have a very, very long way to go. I don't even know what extreme technology is down here, by the way. I'm very curious what it's going to be. Oh, good, it's another one of those stupid giant trees. Transplant it somewhere else. Yeah, see, this is where my reading got the best of me. Need iron tool 10, iron tool 250. And I saw the iron tool 250 because it was next to my mouse cursor, and I'm like, oh, I need 250 tools. No, I need 10. Learn to read, Pravus. Learn to read. Fair enough. I deserve all the criticism I get. It's not even me being facetious, it's just true. I placed down another one of these detention basins, by the way. Because on the off chance whatever this weather event is going to be causes some flooding, this should at least help reduce it a little bit. It is an indestructible building is the one problem. Still, it might help a little bit. And the bandits just got stronger. It still says they're only going to send one spear bandit. Number of... Does that still mean it's only one group? Maybe. I don't know. We're going to find out at some point soon, probably. Oh, gosh. I mean, even if it ends up being like 16 of them, I mean, we handled ourselves really well last time. So I guess I don't feel that threatened yet. I mean, we could go for like some upgrades, right? We could get watchtowers. Get some of those, right? Large range, maybe more survivability. Could be good. Like, we haven't really had a chance to dive into the military stuff kind of at all yet. But I'm not even sure that I really care. It's just, how useful is it right now? Really, though. How useful is it? Maybe it would be worth trying to build a shelter. You think? 100 bricks, 100 cut stone, 100 steel. Very expensive. But placing a shelter somewhere to deal with potentially extremely hazardous weather I don't know. There's something to be said about doing this. Might preserve some of my very valuable workforce. I have no idea. Well, the forge is about to finally go online, so we'll start making building kits. I'll need a consistent source of plank, steel, glass. Steel, it's so hard to have enough steel, to be honest. It really is. We just use a lot on the shelter, like I know that, but still, it takes a while to get that going. Carving workshop needs steel tools and stuff. Good grief. I feel like I've said this before, and I feel like I've said in the past that the steel tools just don't produce fast enough. I don't know exactly why. You would think that they do better, right? Their durability is high enough compared to an iron tool that you should be able to produce these at the exact same rate as the iron tool, and then you don't need to produce as many of them because they're lasting longer. That's kind of the idea, right? And yet, it seems like every time I try to make these, I don't have, like, I haven't sat down and done the observation to prove this, but it seems like people consume the steel tools still far too fast. I think the biggest issue is mainly that you can produce 6 at a time of iron tools, but only 2 at a time of steel tools. So the result being, yes, they last longer, but you also have to spend 3 times as long making them for not 3 times as much durability, plus you need the extra labor of people here working in the smelter, right? So I've always felt like the steel tools just aren't good enough. Now, if that were changed in a way where you can make 6 at a time like the iron tools, this would be a no-brainer. You put in the extra labor, you get the better tool. But as it stands right now, I don't know. I think in the future what I do is I probably just stick with the iron tools. Why bother with anything else unless you need it for a building project? Anyway, happiness is extremely high because I bought a bunch of leather boots, so work efficiency just went up by 10%, which is great. And a storm is apparently on the horizon. Oh, the sky just got dark. Everyone pulled out the lamps. Okay, it's either nighttime or we're all about to die. I can see it going either way, to be honest. Level 2 flood! Oh no, not the flood! Alright, you're about to see how this works. Floosh goes the flood. The quarry is no longer usable, and it's a good thing I did build one of these detention basins. It's supposed to reduce the duration of the flood, but just like that, all of my crops are gone. So if we're making no food this year. None. It's a good thing I got 7,000 food banked just for such an emergency. Because that is it. And yeah, this is going to be here for a while. The flood is not like a quick little thing. 5% of the population has been washed away. Okay, great. All wild animals have been killed. Might generate some new fishing points. Maybe. If one new one pops up somewhere, that'd be great, but I kind of doubt it. Yep. Do you guys remember living in times when you had floods that would go all the way up to, you know, like the doors of the church and stuff, and then that would last for like 3 months? No? Neither do I, but that's how it's going to work in this game. Fortunately, most other jobs can continue as usual. So, this might have been one of the better disasters that could happen to me, as freaking awful as it is. Okay, now the floods are receding. That actually was faster, so the detention basin and the quarry definitely did their job. Well, that's really, really good. So you can see it's now sort of receding back like this. Boom, boom, boom. So, what did you do to the fishing points? That was already there. I think this one was already here. These 2 were already here. Anything? Did you give me anything good out of this? No? Well, frickin' heck, screw you too then. Well, again, that could have gone a lot worse. We are going to be struggling for food for the next while, but it is okay. And you might think, by the way, well, it looks like you're going to get some of your crops back. No, you're really not. Because if you look at this, ripeness is a thing. Basically, that's what kills you. It wipes away all of the progress you've made on your farms, and then your crops that remain are unable to grow riper during the flood. Which means now we're going into September, which would be harvest time, and they're not ripe. So now there's nothing. Yeah, that's why I don't like the flood. When I did a test game for this, I tried playing on extreme difficulty. I had a flood by year 7. There was no surviving. Absolutely no coming back from that. Frustrating, but, you know, that's sort of the point of the natural disasters. It's meant to make the game harder. On the plus side, we now have an evacuation center at the shelter over here. So if I wanted to, I could go to my policies, and there should be an evacuation policy down here at the bottom, I believe. Decide manually or automatic evacuation. If there is a tornado, a typhoon, a flood, and a sandstorm, those are the 4 that can kill people, apparently. All right, I need to remember that. We could just do it automatically. I guess I'll wait till the first time we see one of these, because I want to know if it starts evacuation in a timely fashion or not. Because that might be something I have to decide on manually to make sure that people have enough time to get to the shelter, you know what I mean? By the way, we're kind of out of space for a lot more housing. It is almost time for us to open up another market location. Yes, I know, it's crazy. Also, do we have another tech point? We have 2. All right, let's go ahead and unlock the theater as my next choice so I can get happiness to boost a lot. And then I kind of would like to get a bathhouse, but if I'm going to do that, I need something to make good soaps. I have fat. I don't have beeswax. I would like salt or medicinal powders. But if I don't worry about this right now, at the very least, we deal with dermatopathology. And then there's hospitals. Cathedrals are another option. We don't have furniture. Yeah, and I don't have luxury bedding either, so... Is there anything else better to spend my point on? Maybe we should just go ahead and unlock the Research Academy and then get to advanced research. I think we can do that. I've got enough that I have to be expanding right now as is. But the cool thing is, with the theater available, we can now go through here, and I'm going to get rid of this graveyard, because it's taking up valuable real estate. I'm going to get rid of this, because I don't want it. And now we should be able to place down 2 of these if my spacing is correct. And this is going to cover most of the housing. We need a ton more bricks for that to work. I also need costumes. I'm going to come down here and go ahead and make sure we make some of these first. Don't make more than 15, please. Oh, and finally, the carving workshop is done. Okay, what do we want to make? Well, I could make iron statues. They're worth 40 as opposed to wooden statues, which are far more readily available and are still worth 36. So I think we go ahead and make a bunch of these. And this is going to be one way of making a lot of money. It's not very heavy, so we can transport quite a lot of them and make a good amount of money. Oh god, another beast attack is going to be on the way soon. Stop it! I'm so sick and tired of the stupid tigers! Tell you what, we'll probably have to deal with that in the next video. For right now, I think we've got a lot of what I want. We're going to start making some cash. Our science is continuing to get back up there. We survived a couple of really nasty events. I barely have enough food to last throughout the rest of the year. This is going to be rough, but we're going to get some theaters. Happiness is up. Health is going up. Overall, we're doing okay for ourselves. Just a long way to go still. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, sign a petition to finish off all the tigers. All right, ban tigers. No more tiger attacks. And I will see you guys next time.